Welcome to the Everyday Eurasia podcast, inspiring faith for every day. A place where we discover together what it means to follow Jesus in our everyday lives. This week we're hearing stories and testimonies from Nazarene Cafés across the region. They remind us that the church isn't only about what happens on a Sunday morning. Cafe ministry can be a place that brings people together when walking through the doors of a church feels like too big a step. A place where people can encounter Jesus right in the middle of everyday life. We hope you are inspired as we hear from baristas, pastors and volunteers as they bring a ministry of presence, care, a listening ear, great coffee and the love of Jesus Christ to the people around them. Today we're listening to Troy Vernier. Troy graduated from Southern Nazarene University with a degree in admissions and served at multiple churches and non-profits in Oklahoma and as a volunteer at Fresh Ground on the Eurasia region. Today he will share with us his experience with Fresh Ground London.
I think for me, as I have returned home, I've realized that what church means, what church is actually a practice every single day, not just one day on the weekend, maybe a day in the middle of the week, but it's an everyday occurrence. And that, I think, is a really beautiful thing, and a really unique thing about something like Fresh Ground, where maybe a traditional church only has the opportunity to really open itself up on a Sunday or a Wednesday, where Fresh Ground is open every day, basically. And so you have that opportunity to love on people every single day, to create that environment, to talk about Jesus every single day. And for me, I think that that is a really beautiful and important aspect of Fresh Ground. And I would recommend anyone to come and have that experience and see what it's like, especially if you're from the United States, I would even say, because I think the way that church generally is framed, we position it to be this really important thing on 1 or 2 days of the week, when actually it is something that is important, but it can be important every single day. It can be something that is a part of your life every single day. It could be something that you are constantly engaging with every single day, which naturally is going to transform you and your Christian walk in a deeper, more embodied way, in a way that you are really, truly living out Jesus because you're showing up every single day, loving on people, and it's at the forefront of your mind every single day. How can I care for this person right in front of me? Not only what do they need physically, like a drink or some food, but also what do they need spiritually? What kind of spiritual food do they need right now? What kind of care do they need emotionally right now? How can I show up and be Jesus for them right now in this moment as they're sitting there, wondering what life has for them? So I think in those ways, that's how I've been transformed, and I wouldn't be the same. I wouldn't be the person that I am without Fresh Ground in that experience. For me, it's really hard to summarize Fresh Ground into 1 or 2 experiences. I'd say overall how I think about it is that every day was a day of active participation in hospitality. It was making sure that people's actual needs were met, whether they were hungry or they were thirsty, whether, a mom needed a pram pulled up the stairs because she just couldn't do it. Maybe she was exhausted for whatever reason. And providing that service and creating a space where you are taken care for, you are valued. Not only what you express that you need is taken care for, but the things that aren't expressed are valued and understood as well, because people care. And I think that caring is an overflow of a sense of deep hospitality that Fresh Ground creates based on its unique ministry and the way that sort of is foundational to its identity, actually providing hospitality to the community So for me, I'd say just in general, that entire experience was really, really central to the way that I view hospitality myself, but also the way that I view ministry and the way that God cares for people and the way that we as the church are supposed to care for them as well. We're supposed to provide them with their basic essentials and to show them that they have value, as a reflection of Him, showing them that He believes that they have value. And so for me, I think that was a beautiful experience that I had.
Thank you for listening to the Everyday Eurasia podcast, inspiring faith for every day. For more everyday stories, subscribe on this podcast channel, follow our socials Facebook and Instagram, or our newsletter snapshots. For our newsletter and further information about the Eurasia region, visit our website eurasiaregion.org.